Welcome back to another video. You're here. You made it. You did it. We watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I'm assuming you and me. I did. I don't know if you did, but I want to go ahead and talk about it and say that I liked it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like good or great. As any Five Nights at Freddy's fan and theorist knows, the plot wasn't exactly what it was supposed to be. Actually, it was very far away from the plot of the series. So I did want to touch base on that aspect because it took a lot of emotional development away. It took a lot of emotion away for me. Because the character Henry wasn't really involved, and that was William Afton's partner. His murderous intentions just kind of started out of spite, and it was like a career problem, like with his career spiraling. And we don't really get to see any of that in the movie, obviously, because it's just they had chopped it all up and there was a lot that was just missing. So I think definitely that was a big deal. But I'm really happy that they did put Baby and Balloon Boy into it, because having the Balloon Boy jump scares was the funniest thing about it. I think that was the best thing, which kind of sucks, you know. And then the fact that they built the animatronics, I think those were the good qualities of the film, was that they actually built props. I think that's something we're seeing a lot of success in. Like the One Piece live action, most of the props and the scenery in the show were built. It's not CGI. CGI has been on a steady decline for over a decade now. It's too expensive and it's hard to do. It takes a lot of effort to CG something. It's in a lot of people to do it, to work on one fucking thing. The next piece of the plot puzzle that I wanted to put together was Vanessa. Now, for a lot of people, Vanessa effectively replaced Michael Afton, because, Mike Schmidt was supposed to be Mike Afton, I guess. To a degree, a lot of it's just kind of speculation, but it gets confirmed in some of the books. But adding Vanessa into the movie when she's a character from Security Breach. Now, Security Breach takes place so far into the future that bears became extinct. When they said a line of, "Oh, did you know that a bear's favorite favorite food is a slice of pizza?" Before they went extinct or something. Yeah, it's literally they confirmed that bears have been extinct for a while in the FNAF universe. They didn't really do a great job with the plot. The plot was really filtered down, and I understand it can be complicated, but that's why you kind of have to take your time with stuff like this. I think they've had plenty of resources and plenty of opportunity to just make the actual story, whereas what they did. But like I said, I'm very happy with it. They did put Baby into it, and they were implying that Mike's little sister was going to get shoved into Baby when Chica brought her to the back room. And that was awesome. Like I knew that was gonna happen. I called it from the beginning of the movie. I fucking was like, dude, she's gonna. Well, I mean, she plays the role of William Afton's daughter. They in the lore, she's mirroring that character, and that's who got put into Baby in the first place, was William Afton's daughter. So I think that there's so much, and she was an accident, first of all. So she was a flat out accident. She should not have died. In order to keep Mike from going back to the pizzeria or to understand anything that's happening, he was heavily drugged or he used weird hallucinogens gas. He's trying to scare him, and in the movie, you see Mike Schmidt has the sleeping pills, which why would you set it up so perfectly to make Mike Schmidt Mike Afton? Because he could have just been like, "Oh, I'm on drugs. The pills are making me forget what really happened. He's my dad." I mean, there was there. It was in the movie, but it served no purpose. The only purpose the sleeping pills served was, he needed them to sleep, and it helped him have his fucking dreams. Which, even in the dreams, they could have just not shown his dad at the campsite, and it didn't even have to be at the campsite. And when they mentioned his sister, when she came to the pizzeria and they were camping out in the security office, she looked up at him and she said, "Like camping," and they had this fucking moment where clearly they were referencing the fucking dream that he had when they were camping, but they didn't do anything with that. He could have just been oh, and had this premonition, or this he could have had this realization that all that camping that he's been dreaming about actually happened in the security office. And he could have had a real memory of when he was a kid in the security office doing what she's doing. They could have done so much. And they didn't because they were worried about confusing you guys, I guess, and confusing us. I think that's what makes the most sense to me as to why they didn't, because they didn't want to be confusing. But all they really did for me personally as a FNAF fan is make it more confusing with Vanessa and with Mike. Mike had a good setup to actually be Mike from the lore. But they really dropped the ball on that. The only other criticism I really had about this movie was that they made it PG-13, understandably, because there's, for some reason, a lot of kids that get involved into this kind of stuff, even though parents probably shouldn't. Blumhouse is very particular on their gore, and they could have went the extra mile. It feels like they were really held back, and I don't like that. I feel like they could have done a lot better with the gore and whatnot, because they could have made it rated R. I don't think it would have mattered if it was PG-13 or rated R. People are going to see the damn movie. Ben Shapiro was crying and whining like a little bitch when he was talking about, oh my god, 7 and 8 year olds. That's who they made the Barbie movie for, but the fucking Barbie movie was PG-13. So why would a 7 or 8 year old go see it? And the point is that they're gonna go see it anyway. 13-year-olds are gonna watch rated R movies. That's just what they do. It's up to the parent. It's not up to the production company. So I feel like they could have just went rated R and it would have been fine. They would have had great ratings, a great opening night. They did a very good job. I like what they did. It was good. Could it have been significantly better? Yes. I think I should go ahead and give it like a solid, I want to say, hey, I'll give it an 8. I'll be generous. 8 out of 10. I wanted to give it a 7 just because of how badly they dropped the ball on the plot, especially with the numerous amount of resources that they have, including the creators' personal input. It was a lot that they dropped the ball on with the plot, and it's so much emotional development, that motive, like the motive for why William Afton continued to do what he did, like his own daughter dying, his own son dying, his oldest son, him specifically drugging his oldest son, him being jealous of his his business partner and murdering his business partner's daughter. There's just a plethora of stuff that would contribute to the motive of William Afton, making him a better character for the movie. And I feel like with not having those things, it really does bring it down to a 7 out of 10. But I'll be generous and I'll leave it at an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button. If you really did like this video, go ahead and hop in the Discord or hit my Patreon and give me like some dollars, or 25 cents is good. I mean, that gets me like the soda pop at the right vending machine if it's like over a decade old. You never know that, man. Just give me a little padoop. Have a wonderful night. And unless you don't want to have a wonderful night, then don't have a bad night. Have whatever night you want, as long as it doesn't involve fucking with somebody else that does not deserve it. If you want to go fuck with somebody that does deserve it, hit up Joe Biden. Thank you. Goodbye. Complete.